here for you tonight, my friends. It is going to be something classic and ready to go here. Scary Hours Virtual Brothers, and this one's going to be a good one, a best of 3. And for Scary Hours, getting their first test of the season, really, for them, as week 1 didn't see action on the ice, but netted them a victory nonetheless.
Sitful and Scary Joey and the boys taking on Wiki and Sammy, and you're right, it is going to be Scary Hours' first taste of competition as they got a quick walkthrough week 1.
We've got K-Cut here, Sitful with room, backhand chance, and scores! Over the diving poke check, buries that one in, and make no mistake about it, Sitful is back at it again. It's 1-0 for Scary Hours.
And what a pass there by K-Cut as he finds City going up the middle. Great feed, and he just busts through the D, get a bit of a breakaway there. Backhand goal is the goaltender there for Virtual Brothers. Tried to stack the pads very close, but no cigars. Sitful carries it out 1-0 for Scary Hours.
Over 30 minutes of in-game play just about 2 shots on net so far. Karma's trying one more time. He's got it! Off the broken play, he scores!
That is exactly what they needed. They get their best scoring chance of the game just 2 minutes ago, where there wasn't a shot taken in front. It was Karma as well, and this time Karma picks it up off his skate. He's in close, using that close quarters X factor, and a great left low shot, as he's not trying to be fancy and go bar down here, Nick. He's just shooting where he knows he can score, and it's a 1-1 hockey game.
And as I mentioned, you'll see scores come in, series come in on the right side of your screen. Slap shot in, tipped, and scores! What a beauty of a rip from Augie that's tipped in front by the winger, and it's 2-1.
What a goal there by bMaJuH. He wasn't on the roster coming into this game. He got put in late, and what a tip. Is 200 IQ give and go by the defenseman to open up the lane there, Nick, which gives bMaJuH a clean spot for a tip, and it's a 2-1 hockey game.
Augie moving it along now. 3-on-2, back the other way. This is great to see. Backhand chance. They score!
What a goal there, and that's a great pass.
It found the slot area for Wiki to try to shoot that one home, but he couldn't connect. Samay back on the attack as we approach the final real-time minute to conclude this hockey game. 2-on-2, back checkers coming. Samay couldn't get there in time. K-Cut scores, and it's 4-1.
Yeah, and you've got to back that up to the hit on the entry that K-Cut makes on the Virtual Bros player that's coming in on the right-hand side. He steps up, he makes a big hit, which jars the puck loose, and that sends Scary Hours the other way. He goes backdoor, gets a nice touch from bMaJuH. That's an all-around great hockey play.
And K-Cut will carry it out his end. Up right side, Sidful with space now and time. Feeds that one center. Good shot there, score! That's going to be bMaJuH, making this 1-0.
Yeah, that's got to be a set play there from Scary Hours. As you notice, the left defenseman there of Augie dropping down into the center to kind of facilitate and middleman that pass to stop the goalie in the center of the ice.
Of the Caps Gaming Showcase season number 3, the North American division here tonight. Virtual Bros and Scary Hours. Patience there, one-time chance, he scores! That's Wiki with a beauty cross crease pass. You see it in Hut, you see it in sixes, and this game is tied.
Virtual Bros, great job there as they catch Scary Hours in a bit of a defensive lapse. As you'll see it down here, absolutely nobody backdoor. What a gorgeous, gorgeous goal by Wiki to find the space, get open, and put that one home. It's a 1-1 hockey.
One round away from Aspen Gaming Showcase Finals in Washington. They're gonna bury here to go on to face
Composure, Entourage, week number 3 here tonight. Twitch.tv/Capitals. It is the Caps Gaming Showcase presented to you by Leidos and powered by Leaguegaming. 2-0 Goliaths here will clash tonight in this best of 3 showcase. The teams no strangers to themselves or each other, and they face off one more time. The Yankees versus Red Sox of North American NHL esports, and it is going to be happening tonight. This should be a good one. Hello, good evening, and welcome live from Tampa and all the way up around stateside. My name is F5 Penguin Nick DeMayo, alongside with you, my very good colleague, Brandon Bigsby, aka bMaJuH. And Brandon, we have one for the ages tonight, don't we?
Yes, and you said it earlier. Red Sox, Yankees, Lakers, Celtics, Patriots, Steelers, whatever sports analogy that you want to use for this game between two teams that are elite in talent, rich in history and pedigree, and have a lot of history between one another. Well, look no further than Composure and Entourage. And out of all of the matchups that we have seen so far in the 3 weeks that we've been commentating these games, Nick, and we've seen some good ones, I don't think any have held to the standard that Entourage and Composure bring. This is going to be an absolute barn burner.
We know when the two meet that amazing things can happen, magic can happen, and dare I say, theatrics can also happen. That is all probably going to occur here tonight. Let's take a look at this matchup. These two teams, you can ignore the 6 versus 16 in their seed numbers, both 2-0, and on paper, a very interesting matchup to be had.
Yeah, and I think something that has to be noted specifically for Composure is that they didn't play last week, had a forfeit series win versus no expectations, while Entourage, they had to really go in and earn that last week. They got to play a bMaJuH squad that we saw in week 1 take down Prodigy. They went to 3 games with bMaJuH, able to pull out that series late. So the number is a little bit skewed in some of those stats that you see, but Composure in the 2 games they played, how about an 18 goals for and 0 against? Absolutely staggering numbers for just 2 games. Going to be interesting to see how that 1 week break kind of affects things, but I don't expect Composure to be any less than what we'd expect from Nick. A high quality team, and you know that they're going to play high quality hockey.
Well, I just look at Composure on the stat line, and however we get here is fine, but 0 goals against. So flawless through 2 weeks. Even if you don't play 1 game or you don't go to 3 games on each series, having no goals scored against you says a lot for the level of play that they're putting forth, at least through 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that says a lot about it, because I understand that for some it's like, oh, they didn't have to play last week, so those numbers are skewed a little bit. But you have to remember, that's 120 minutes of hockey that they played, and they didn't allow a goal in any of them. In one of those games, actually, they only allowed 1 total shot, with 9 shots going in game 1 and 1 going for game 2. So Composure, stellar defensively in game 1. Unfortunately, series 1, didn't get to see him in week 2, but they're going to have their hands full with an Entourage team that's a lot of talent, a lot of scoring, and some stout defense and goaltending behind them. It's going to be a really interesting series to see who pulls out ahead.
Entourage playing against bMaJuH, who we covered in week number 1. They played week 2 in that 3-game series. 2 of those games, for note, were 1-goal games, including one of the wins that actually happened in overtime, yet they're still 2-0 on the series for the week so far, and they lead the league in a lot, or are at top of the league in a lot of different stats, even the ones you don't see in front of you right now.
Yeah, and I think that says a lot about, Entourage, just because they did have to play not just those 3 extra games, but against the bMaJuH team that maybe is flying under the radar a little bit. We saw them versus Prodigy. They looked really good against them, and now with a week 2 versus Entourage taking in the 3, we could see a lot more of bMaJuH. So to be able to get on top after being down 1-0 in that series and winning the next 2, that says a lot about this Entourage team. They are not afraid to back down from anyone, and they know what it takes to win these tournaments, and specifically the Caps Gaming Showcase, because as we know, this tournament means just a little bit more to Entourage than it would to most other teams, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. And these two teams, like I said, no strangers to themselves. So when we talk about the teams that have played each other, I don't think there's a better group of people that know each other more. So that shot differential, time on attack, none of it really matters. It kind of goes out the window when we talk about what's going to occur on the ice tonight. And the reason I say that is because they're going to play these games, whether or not the players know it or not subconsciously, they're going to play these games a little bit different than they would against regular opponents. And I use that term regular lightly.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned how well they know each other. Last year in NHL 21, played each other in 3 different playoff series. Composure taking 2 of those series, and the entire Entourage lineup from Season 1 caps, Season 2 caps, and all of last year returning for Season 3 of the Caps Gaming Showcase. A little bit different of a lineup than what you would normally have seen from Composure a year or 2 ago, especially on the left wing and the left D side, but nevertheless, the same quality that you would always see from Composure. You know, they know this team well, they're prepared to play them, and this is going to be a bout for the ages, Nick. Can't wait for 2, and I wouldn't be surprised if 3 games of excellent hockey here in front of us.
You said it best there, and here we are. We know the players, we know the teams, and now it's time for them to put up on the ice. Entourage in those jerseys, the black with the neon blue trim. Composure in the white with black pants. Here we are. Regs, multi-time champion across the board when it comes to 1v1, 3v3, and 6v6 hockey. Probably the winningest player in all of NHL esports in that right defensive position. Going north on your screen as Jay Kloss, the centerman, and Man himself takes it up the ice. That was poked free at the blue line. They'll come back and try it again, as patience is the name for Entourage's game, but they are known to strike fast, quick, and in a hurry as we go offside here. Under 4 gone so far in the first period. Face off in the neutral zone in front of Composure bench. Push win, they'll tie up. It'll come out to Tayer. He's got that flipped in. That's going to be slated along the boards and recovered by Regs. Pushed up now, Fisher. He's looking for that pass from Hendry. Missed, and now Tendy will take it back the other way as we've got a power play here.
Yeah, going to be interesting. It felt like Entourage had the majority of the chances in the possession in the first 5 minutes of this game. Haven't really gotten to see a lot early from Composure offensively. Let's see if this power play helps them get it going.
Composure's power play. Hit that, Tayer, Mark. These guys know. Good save there by Vanks as he saw it all the way. As you see, the power play numbers 50%. Third right now for Composure through 3 weeks. Again, that weird asterisk in week 2, but they're able to shut the door on this power play opportunity. Maybe they can make this happen, get one past Vanks, an all-star goalie for his club in Entourage. As Regs will send that in. Trying to kill off this man advantage early on in the first period of this best of 3. Entourage versus Composure. That one's sent in again. Killing off the penalty nicely. Half minute left here. They've got to step on him, though. Trying to get around. He did get around Fisher. Couldn't get the shot on net. That's going to bank out and leave the zone. Hit that. It's going to have to go back and get that. As McLovin takes a shot at the half board. Scooped up by Fisher. Penalty time will expire. That's 6v6, 5v5 hockey afoot again for you. Here tonight, Caps Gaming Showcase presented to you by Leidos. Powered by Leaguegaming. Regs now. Regs will flip it once more. This time not on the kill. It'll bounce off the boards. Wrecked along the boards there by Jay Kloss was Tayer. He was able to recover and get it out of the zone safely. No harm done so far through 10 minutes. Tayer's got it yet again. Left side. Left point. Shot in. Deflected. Oh, that was a good rebound chance. Vanks let that sit all the way to the right circle. Couldn't get that second shot off. Tayer back skating now. Left corner, holding, fed in front, off the post, and through a player, they score! It is 1-0 through a weird happenstance of a play, but that defensive work, the patience, take what the defense gives you. They did. Composure's up 1-0.
And you can see it was Tayer that got the goal, his first of the season. We were talking about how one of the defensemen for Composure switched from what you would normally see. Obviously, Odie holding that spot with Composure for so long. Tayer steps in for this tournament, makes his impact seen early, whether it be a little bit of a finicky goal or not. You know, Entourage not going to be pleased with how that went in, but nevertheless, a great goal for Composure at a timely point. 1-0, they strike first.
1-0 your score line. as Entourage looking to get their feet back under them here. They're not stressed, though. 1-0. They've been here before, as they'll try to pick this one up from behind their own end. That'll hit Taylor, though, who's got one tipped in front. Good chance. Vanks with a wide open shot from the slot shuts it down. And we'll get a draw here with 4:17 to go in the first.
Yes, and a very dangerous opportunity. That's something we've seen a lot in the first 3 weeks. Wingers coming down, setting themselves up in front of the net for tip opportunities. Expect a lot of that from these two teams. They have those high IQ plays in the back pocket when they need them, and they're not afraid to use them as breakaway.
Good flip up here. Hendry shot there, saved. Good save by the Wall, and the Wall doing what his name entails there, as that flip up from the defensive end was a beauty. Fell right to the stick of Hendry. And Hendry was shut down on that play. They'll keep it moving now. Tendy. Oh, and we're going to get another penalty here as Regs draws that one. That one is drawn on for Regs to go sit in the box for 2 minutes here. So back on the power play is Composure here, up 1-0. Late here in the first period. Faced off one. Taylor to Mark. Mark's going to hold and spin. Slap shot in. Kick save. And held on to by Vanks.
Yeah, and we'll see if Composure can take advantage of this power play. It seems like ever since that first penalty Entourage took, it's really been all Composure in terms of zone time and opportunities aside from that breakaway chance. We'll see if they can get up 2-0. It'd be huge for them to get that lead on a team like Entourage.
Trying the odd man rush. That was a good effort by Klaus to try to streak past his defender. That was Taylor on him, who had the goal from that first opening score. Taylor's going to feed one back down again. He's got it again. Left point, right point. Mark now. Mark no stranger to competitive as well. Tipped in front. Good chance. Skicked out to the right there. Final 10 seconds. Flipped out. Not out of the zone, though. Taylor, one more time. Forehand opportunity. Oh, Vanks almost out of position from that deflection. 3-2-1. That's going to do it. So going into the locker room at the end of one, Entourage sees himself down 1-0.
Yeah, and I think we kind of mentioned it there a few minutes ago, but Composure really taking advantage of the power plays that they have had off of Entourage's penalties. At the beginning, it felt like Entourage kind of had the momentum in this game. They had a few chances. They were sustaining zone time, and then after the penalty, it feels like Composure really has settled in and gotten comfortable really in the Entourage zone, and that's no slight to Entourage. You know they are going to get their chances. Had the breakaway save there from the Wall, a big save, by the way. Otherwise, this could easily be 1-1, but I can guarantee you we are going to see much better hockey from Entourage. They know that they can play much better than what they displayed there in that first period. Wouldn't judge too much on that first 20 minutes there. A lot of hockey to go.
Put pucks on net, the name of the game there. And that kind of worked in the case of Taylor looking for somebody in the middle. He did, but it found a goalie not in the best position to make that save. So Vanks will give up that goal. It's 1-0, period number 2. And Composure on the power play just for a brief moment here, but they're in the zone with that extra man. Now Regs coming back on D. That shot whistles by Vanks' right side. He's back in possession. And Entourage is back in possession. That's Hendry feeding it along. Now Fisher. Right side in for Claus at the doorstep. And the Wall makes a great save again. So far, Entourage not able to beat the code of the man himself in the Wall.
Yeah, the Wall, he hasn't seen a ton of opportunities in this game, but the one he has seen have been great chances for Entourage, and he's been on top of every one of them.
Dowdy fires one in, tipped. Couldn't get it on the stick of Claus. That'll find McLovin instead, and Reg stepped up to try to pick that one off. Odd man rush back the other way if they hurry. They're not going to get there, but Vanks is going to make that save. A slap shot coming in from Mark, and we'll get another draw.
This is going to be interesting here. Composure definitely going to want to try to get that extra goal here to give themselves a little bit of cushion on Entourage. We know that these guys can strike at any point. That 2-goal lead could be absolutely critical if they want to find themselves winning in this game.
One of these two behemoths will fall to 2-1 on the season, so this 3-0 win will be critical for one of these teams to move along and pick up a top seed, hopefully, in come playoff time. Left defense now flipped in. Gonna go after it, tucked away by Fisher. Fisher out to Reg, slap shot in. Glove save, but no, it goes in anyway, and they score. It's Claus, and it's 1-1.
It is not Santa Claus, it's J. Claus coming in, gifting his team a big goal in the second period. We were talking about it, setting up in front of the net and giving your team a chance on that tip. You get a shot from the point from Regs. Claus, great positioning. Wall, who's been great all game, not much you can do about that. A great set play from Entourage to tie this game 1-1.
And I thought the Wall had that gloved. He went up for the glove animation. It looked like it might have even skittered off of his glove, but nevertheless, it found the back of the net, and a laser from Regs to set that one up for Claus to tip it in. The tips are the meta in NHL 22. We're seeing it here. Tendy's going to meet Hendry there. Hendry, Fisher, 2-on-1, looking for a lane. No pass there. Good defense by the defense for Composure, as they weren't going to let that one by. Hit that. We'll take it the other way. Out to Taylor. Taylor's intercepted by Doughty around the wall. In for Nick. Good little pass there. Shot in. Good save. Kick save there by Vanks. Vane's looking alive there. That was a dangerous couple of passes, but a goal from downtown. Fisher makes this one 2-1.
And if it's not anyone but Fisher, we know how dangerous this guy is. Him and Hendry, they've been such key pieces to this Entourage team for so long. We know both of these guys can score at any point in the game, and Fisher does it there with a great snipe. Beautiful goal from Entourage, and all of a sudden, they're up 2-1. Where did this come from, Nick?
One goal is all it takes, and they're right back in it now with a second one after just a couple of minutes. But a rocket of a shot coming in from the outside. The NBA Jam people would be proud. A delayed penalty, though, as the extra man will come out, and we will see yet again Composure going on the power play, and this time they need one.
Yeah, and that was really bad timing for Entourage, but very convenient timing for Composure. You saw the momentum really starting to trail off for them a little bit. A power play goal could be absolutely huge for Composure, and if Entourage can kill this off, man, will that help their chances. We'll see who can prevail on this one. Composure got momentum from the first power play. We'll see if they can get it from the second.
Vane gonna smother that one up there. Composure 0 for 2. 3 shots, maybe 4 now. As they'll go into the aggressive win, they get it. That's Taylor, hit that shot there, saved by Vane. It's McLovin around the right side, hit that. Hit that centering. Taylor circles, trying to find a lane in. Nick's got it, that's hit that there. Looking for a shot on, can't get the shot off. And Fisher will clear it. Good clear here by Entourage. That's going to leave Hendry with a little bit of room to pick that up, try to kill some time. Claus with a shot, though. That's going to be saved by the wall, went over his head. Behind him across the glass and picked up by Composure. As penalty time will expire, Composure 0 for 3 on 3 power plays here tonight so far. A momentum boost for sure for Team Entourage, who's up by 1 right now. Closing stages of the second period of game number 1. You see the scoreline starting to come in from Leaguegaming's powered stat system. As you see the updates as they will file in, we'll bring you those as we get them on the right side of your screen. Twitch.tv/Capitals is the action where you want to be at for this contest. Regs trying to rebound himself from 2 penalties and a missed step on for his team right now. He's got some bad marks, looking to redeem those mistakes so far as a wrist shot, a slap shot rather, comes in, but it just bounces off the glass instead. That one comes in from the right point. Mark's shot is pushed aside by Vane. Under 30 seconds left here in the second period. Olympia up 2-1. Final score over the Tropics. Final 5 seconds here. That's going to be pushed along by Reg. Still in the zone, though. Hit that. Dangerous area. Forcing it in front. Wrist shot saved by Vane. And that's going to do it. So turnabout fair play here, as Fisher will break open the tie in the second period. It is 2-1 going into the third.
Yeah, and I think that Entourage is plenty happy to see the second period hit triple zeros. You could see the aggressiveness from Composure on the forecheck really coming out there to play, and Entourage really couldn't get out of their own zone, it seemed like, in that last 5 minutes. There were a few times where they actually got stuck behind their own net, and Composure had a few chances come about because of that. So I think Entourage is plenty fine with seeing this second period end. Take your momentum, take the 2-1 lead, kind of refresh a little bit and let it kind of just simmer and take it to the third. Continue doing the good things you did. And interestingly enough, Composure, despite being down, they are dominating the zone time on Entourage. So going to be interesting to see if that catches up with Entourage or if they can keep making those key defensive plays and saves from Vanks to keep themselves up over another championship contender here in Composure. Going to be an interesting third period.
Final 20 minutes of regulation hockey, game number 1 of this contest in this best-of-3 series. A time and attack for Composure. Definitely attributed to the 3 penalties that Entourage has taken so far, Brandon.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, 2 of them have been taken from Regs at that right D spot. Not something you see from him often. Not known to be a guy that takes a lot of penalties. He's good at using his stick without taking penalties, and he came into the series not having a single penalty minute logged in, so really uncharacteristic from him. Not going to rely on that if I'm Composure.
Looking for that centering pass, but 3 dark jerseys in the way as we play some neutral zone back and forth. This one steered along for Hendry. Hendry's had a couple of flashes of brilliance here, and he finally gets one! Good timing there to call that one out. It is 3-1 for Entourage.
And you were right on the money with that call, Nick. A absolutely timely play for Entourage right when Composure seemed to be taking the momentum a little bit, and the goal would have really broken that open. Hendry comes up huge with a goal. He leads this team in goals, coming in with 9. He is tied for the 3rd most goals in the league with that number, and he shows up big for number 10 on the season. And now the things switch a little bit of how you played this game, with it being a 2-goal deficit now for Composure.
I think that pause was a timeout called by Composure. As, yeah, I remember going way back when, to mere 2017 it might be, 2018 maybe, where one of the victory goals I called for one of the first esports productions we've done was Hendry with the game winner. So no stranger to me to call out those for Hendry. A great player, a timeless player, and he makes it happen yet again. A 2-goal lead now in the early stages of the 3rd period. Entourage, 3 unanswered goals so far. Trying to show for it there as that one's paddleboarded away. Vane making a great save from an amazing shot in from the high slot area. Composure going back to work. Tendy spinning around shot there. Doesn't find its way to net. Instead, it's off target. Wraps around the net. Wraps around the boards. And that one's going to come out of the zone. It does. Recovered now by the man himself, Regs. Regs up Hendry. It's going to be fired in by Claws. They'll give chase to it. Chops don't work. Tayer's going to bring it out. Tayer's nice pass out intended up for Tendy. Couldn't bring it in. Vanks played it out to the left side. Still in for Composure. 2-on-1 the other way. 3-on-1 if they hurry. Back checker's coming. Fisher shot in. And Dowdy, that one whistles wide. Dowdy couldn't put that one on net. Might have been some damage done or some harm done if it did connect. Chopped around, almost picked up and intercepted by Composure, but Regs got it. Regs leading, pass up to Hendry. Hendry trying to beat the man, can he get there? Looking for Dowdy, couldn't connect on the pass. Great defense by Composure. Mark's gonna pick it up from the corner, take it out over center. Up to hit that. Left side, stick checks and poke checks aplenty. Next up, over Delusions, 4-3 here. They lead their series 1-0 so far. The other scores come in. Kangaroo Cart falling to Pasta Factory. Now, Hendry shot there. Oh, man, it just missed. Barely off the marker. And we have our first power play of the game for Entourage, and they are buzzing.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much to see that. A couple of really good opportunities for both Hendry and Fisher on those wingers. Do not be shocked if they try to set up a play for one of them. They are feeling it right now, Nick.
Claws behind the net. Looking to pick up a 3-goal lead if they can get one here on the power play. Reg's going to drive in the lane. No, change it up with Dowdy instead. Regs and Dowdy. Left D, right D. Center point's open. Regs got it offhanded, though. Looking for that slap shot in. Blocked by one of the wingers. Claws now. Spinning around with it. Stopped up by Regs. Regs will take it. Move it center point. Switching again with Dowdy. You see that power play percentage, 40%, 13 out of 104 teams in this Caps Gaming North American division. Still in the zone. All Entourage right now as they can't clear it, can't Composure. Regs holding, looking for a lane in. They've only had one shot on net, 2 shot attempts, and that's going to do it for the penalty as Composure kills it off. But at what cost? In down front low. Oh, man, and that was a dangerous opportunity there. But the defense of Entourage keeps that away from Vanks. He didn't have to make the save. And we're now approaching the 5-minute marker in regulation here. Game number 1, Entourage up by 2. It's 3-1 for them. As Dowdy tried to step in, 3-on-3 as he was a little bit out of position, looking to tip that one away. Couldn't do so. And now Hendry, that was a flip up from Fisher. Fisher and Hendry, they know each other so well where they are on the ice. Those call-outs, they just seem to know. As McLovin trying to wrap that one behind Vanks, and he'll hang on.
And you just have to feel for Composure. They've had chances in this game, and something that's kind of gone unsaid is some of the big saves that Vanks has made back there for Entourage. This game could easily be 3-3, but he has come up with timely stops for this Entourage team. Can they hold on for 2.5 minutes? 2-goal deficit? Not impossible.
Hendry's going to come up and get that one. He will. Looking for Dowdy maybe behind the back. Oh, good shot there. Almost caught the wall out of position. That would have been the marker to end the game probably. Instead of potential beats, we need backup 8-3. My goodness. Final minute here in the third period. Taylor looking for the steal was Hendry. Couldn't get there. Hit that instead. Shot. That shot doesn't get through. 2-on-1. He's going to slow it down on the right side. Put along the boards. It's going to be fired along. Taylor will pick it up. Under 40 now. Bounced around the other way. They're going to go give chase to it. 2 men in. Out coming with it. Fisher just sidestepping his defender. He's got it still. Loose in front. The wall is going to have it. Throws it out. They're going to have to here in order to move the puck along. Can they get 2 goals in 22 seconds? We'll have to see. Dowdy's going to fly down the ice and pick that one up. Just throw it out. Smart to do so. It will be icing. 15.3 seconds to go here in the third period.
We've seen crazier things, Nick. I mean, Composure is a good team. It's going to be a tall task. 2 and 15 seconds. This face-off is going to be absolutely huge.
Can they win the face-off? They do. Got to get the shot on net quickly. Can't do it with 4 Entourage bodies in the way. Under 10 now. Right circle. Hit that. Back out Mark. Mark's going to put a shot on. He whiffs on it. Second shot. Can't get through. That's going to be thrown out by Hendry, and that's going to do it. So 3 unanswered goals to round out the game after going down 1-0 from a weird play from Taylor. Entourage takes game number 1, 3-1.
And a pretty well-deserved result for Entourage. Obviously, you mentioned them starting out 1-0 down with that kind of odd goal there that was by the net, kind of hit off the post, off the goalie and in. But Entourage, as they do so well, respond by scoring. Beautiful plays from Hendry and Fisher, both of them contributing to the 3 goals, and Entourage takes advantage of their opportunities, backed by some timely saves from Vanks, and they take the 1-0 lead in this series. But Composure, they played rather well in this game for the result they got. They had a lot of chances in this game that were a save here or a bounce there from us possibly talking about this game going to overtime. So do not doubt Composure in this game. They might have not gotten the result, but they played well. They played very, very well, and I wouldn't be shocked if they come back in this game too and win. I'm not professing anything, but do not be shocked if they get more than 1 tally here in game 2.
Vanks picks up 13 saves on 14 shots. A very different looking game for the North American division than you would find, like we talked about before, in the EU division. Look at the player summary here. As we take a look at the matchup, just to remind you, we got the Goliaths here. Entourage walks away with game number 1, but that doesn't take away from what Composure did or what they can do here to win game 2 and potentially force game 3.
Yeah, and you kind of saw it there when we got a peek at those stats between the two in that game 1. Composure had a lot more possession time, and they had a not a large margin of more shots, but a few more shots, about 4 or 5. So Composure, they got themselves some opportunities and put themselves in a good position to make this a 3-2 to 3-3 game. But as we mentioned, Vanks coming up with some big saves, a few key clear outs from the defensemen of Entourage. We know how good both Regs, who has been a staple of this Entourage team, and Dowdy, who has been on many of the top teams in NHL esports. Big defensive clearouts from them, and Entourage able to come out with the win, but I think Composure can still go in the game too, feeling pretty good about some of the things they were able to do.
You talked about the opportunities that Composure had. 13 of them got onto net. One of them went past Vanks. And how many shots, though, were blocked by the defensive Entourage, and that might have been the difference maker. The really good opportunities were shut down, and when they were making their way to the net, Vanks came up big.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned blocked shots, because when you look at the defenseman, mostly you say, okay, well, how many takeaways did he have? What's his plus minus? Well, how many assists did he have? But the blocked shots, things like that, plays that don't necessarily get you glorified on the stat sheet, but mean so much in games like this against teams like this. Not letting that quality opportunity get to Vanks is the difference between this being possibly a 3-1 and 3-3 game, because Composure did have a lot of opportunities, and they're a team that really can take advantage of them really better than most of the teams that you would normally see. So key plays from the defensemen of Entourage and Vanks making the saves that came to them that they needed them to, an overall complete effort from the boys in the black and teal, and I think it's a pretty well-deserved Game 1 win, but we'll see if they can replicate it in Game 2, because, well, Nick, the job's not done.
Job's not done. Best of 3 is the series that we have to tend to, and so far, Entourage wins 33% of that series if it goes the distance there. We see some score lines coming in and some things at the top here, but, you know, what's the answer here? If you're Composure and you can't get shots through and you can't get shots on, what do we do from there? What's the answer for Composure? Who needs to step up is the question.
I think a lot of it really stems from not being able to score on the power play. They had 3 or 4 really good opportunities on the power play that Entourage gave them. They weren't able to convert on many of them, even though they had a few times to go and get possession and get shots on net. They really weren't able to capitalize on it. So nevertheless, if they can get a few chances that they actually capitalize on, you know they have the players to do it, I think that this could be a much different result here for Composure. They're quality and they're able to do it. It's just a matter of can they against a team like Entourage.
Yeah, we talk about some of the stat lines too. The wall was sitting near perfect, and now not near perfect. He was perfect. 0.00 goals against average. Composure didn't allow any in that week number 1, and 3 go past him. Has the wall been figured out by Entourage?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is, like you said, you have to credit Entourage, because as great as they are defensively and offensively, Vanks was able to come up with many of those big saves, and you have guys like Dowdy and Regs that can make those plays. It makes things a lot more difficult for Composure to do what they want to do, even despite the talent. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do in Game 2, because I think Composure is definitely going to score more than 1 goal in that game. But nevertheless, this is what you get when you have 2 good teams with a lot of talent that know how to adjust and are as smart as they are on the ice. This is where these games and these series go, Nick. It's just how does one respond to what the other does? Adjustments and talent mixing together in games like this, always so key.
As the teams have found themselves are matching up right now as we speak. We'll get you down to ice level for the game once that gets underway. For Entourage, I think you just keep doing what you did in period number 3. You were pouring it on. Shots aplenty, opportunities aplenty. Just continue to do what you did, and good things will probably happen, right?
Yeah, and I think it goes to show that, because you saw Composure had that zone time, they had that shots, and for Entourage, for them, it was just really taking advantage of the opportunities that they got. So Composure, if they can just get a couple of those shots to go in that didn't, and that's even just a matter of a bounce here and a bounce there, so it can really go either way, Nick. And like I said, when you get 2 teams like this, you expect games like this. Don't be shocked if the momentum maybe sways the other way near Composure here in Game 2 as we get started.
Pendy's going to win that face-off and just going to force it to himself. Couldn't get there in time. Entourage with speed now. We'll talk about some things in a little bit, but just shoveling it on net. McLovin will scoop it along. over for Taylor. That's Composure in those dark jerseys going south on your screen as a slap shot comes in. Just goes wide. Mark still got it. Entourage in the white jerseys. Black pants, blue trim, blue numbers going north on your screen. As they look to win this 2-0 if they can get a victory here. Composure going to reset the entire way. Turning with it. Picked up now, Regs, but McLovin's going to fight him for it. And a delayed penalty and called. So Composure going to take the first one of the game, go on the power play as Regs another penalty for him.
Yeah, and we talked about how that was so uncharacteristic for him. He came in with 0 penalty minutes in the series, now 6 between the 2 games alone. Now the question is, can Composure capitalize? Weren't able to score on either of their 3 power plays in game 1. Could be the difference here in game 2. They can capitalize and get one to take the 1-0 lead.
Fisher didn't care about that penalty kill that they're on. Tried to feed that one over to Hendry and make something happen on the shorthanded opportunity, but couldn't find him at the end of the day. Hit that back in down low now. Right side. Shot in. Good save. And McLovin back on it. Over to Mark. Fed in front looking for the centering opportunity. And came up just a bit short as he drove down that right circle. Under 25 to go here in the power play. McLovin poke checked at the blue line. Taylor's going to keep it in. Left point, left circle. Down low from the corner. Working it from behind again. Spinning around and leveled there was McLovin. He is slow to get up. Regs is back on the ice. It's back to 5-on-5 as a shot comes in. Might have hit off the cage of Vinks' mask. As he redeemed himself, did McLovin, after taking a huge shot on the ice there. They'll go offside. No score through 8 minutes of play so far, but a lot of action early here in the first period.
A lot of action, and what would you expect else from 2 teams like this? Composure getting the power play, getting a few opportunities for themselves, and you know they're capable of capitalizing. It's only a matter of time. We'll see if they can break one open and get that 1-0 lead, or if Entourage with that quick, fast play, especially from the 2 wingers in Hendry and Fisher, will they be able to strike quick?
See here as that sauce pass intended up for Fisher did not find its target. Poke checked by Claus. Still ends up on Composure. Stick in Mark. So bring it down now the left side. It's plunged forward. Slap shot in. Wow, bounced off of Regs' stick. They're going to bank that along the boards. Fisher's going to pick that up at a weird angle and laser it on net. My goodness. That time, though, the wall rips it out of the sky, and we will get a draw.
Despite dropping that game 1, Wall made some really big saves for this Composure team in that first game. Not surprising that he comes up with a big one here, but now Entourage gets the offensive zone chance on the faceoff. Can they take advantage, or will Composure be able to counter?
Composure's got it. McLovin was looking for a pass. I think he was thinking hit that was going to squirt past the defender, but he didn't. And Entourage instead will have possession of the puck in the offensive end. Regs going to drive in off the boards there for Hendry. Tendy will recover that one and go back the other way. Up the ice now. 3-on-2, but if they get back there, they do. Slowed that down from Hendry, and Composure's going to fight for it in the neutral zone, but it out comes with it will Entourage be. That's sent along the ice. Chopped in. Oh, missed chop there. Fisher had it. Claus picks it up instead. Now Fisher behind the net, fighting for possession of the puck down low. Sent along behind the back pass. That's going to be shoved on net and in front, but no, it's waves off as Regs threw it on net. 2 forwards were up there, but we have a no-goal call. We'll have to see what the final result is here, Brandon.
Yeah, and it was a bit of an odd play. It took a few bounces, and it just kind of goes to show you throw the puck on net, you never know what's going to happen. You just have to be in the position to be wherever it's going to go. Unfortunately for Entourage, it's not going to count, but don't be shocked if you see more of that. Game 1 started the scoring with a tip for Entourage. Tried to do similar shades of it there, but unfortunately called off by the minute strikes.
Regs going to keep going back to that well if it works for him, and if he can get out of the somewhat hole he's got in himself. But Hendry on a breakaway, forehand, backhand shot there, poke check free, second opportunity, Fisher keeps it at bay. Hendry could not recover it for the third opportunity, and Composure able to breathe for now. They've got it back down low, but lost it just as quickly as they wanted. Fisher back on the attack, though, and the pressure now mounting for Composure. Delayed penalty as a result of maybe some frustration, and as the wall picks up that screened shot in, we have a power play for Entourage. My goodness, the action right now.
Man, it's really ramped up compared to that first game, and we saw a decent amount of action in that one, but how about the wall? Some of the saves he has made in this game have been really difficult. Not often you can stop Hendry on a breakaway, but Wall was able to do it there. Second time he's been able to make that happen. Now we'll see if they can kill off this penalty, or if Entourage can convert as they do so well.
Battle along the boards won by Fisher. Out now Doughty from Regs. Looking for the 1T up the left side, and it's flipped out of the zone, but not all the way down the ice. They'll come back in. That's wanded through. And picked up now. Fought forward from some poke checks. No, instead McLovin. Looking for some lovin' here as Composure's been accosted through the neutral zone once more. Off a stick and a skate. So we'll get offside here as the 1 minute marker has finally passed. 28 seconds left on this power play.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting here if Entourage can respond. Entourage has gotten a few chances here, and things have started to turn their way offensively after Composure had a nice flurry of chances there in the middle of this first period. And as we get closer to the end of the first, it's going to be big to see who strikes first, as that really could decide who wins this game. Seems like a game between the two goalies here so far that have really been shining.
Penalty time has expired here, as will the period right there, as thanks to a little fancy play to kick save that one into the corner. Take a look at Claus's hit here. Nevertheless, a lot of action, a lot of shots, a lot of hits, a couple of penalties. As a double Bash Brother hit there, almost looked like he took out his own man, but nevertheless, we go into the locker room scoreless after one. You're watching the Caps Gaming Showcase presented to you by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. 4 shots to 2. Your shot total going into the intermission of game number 2, the first intermission, that is. Shots were to be had. You look at the breakaway opportunity here, Brandon, and man, that poke check, I thought that was destined for the 5-hole, but bounced off the pad of the wall.
Yeah, just a few more inches to the left, and we might be talking about a 1-0 lead for Entourage there. Just hit off that pad of wall. Hendry had that 5-hole, but just, it's a game of inches, right? And he was just a little bit over too far to that right side. Wall able to position himself well, read the play, and make the save. Nevertheless, not the easiest of saves, even if it did hit the pad. And Wall came up with a big one for his team and Composure to keep this game at 0-0.
Want to thank our partner, Leaguegaming, for the unreal stats and graphics that you see at the top of your screen, the scrolling ticker and the score lines that come in with our, quote, next-gen stat system at Leaguegaming. As that shot comes in, good save by Vanks. Can't corral it in, though, still loose behind the net. Dangerous opportunity here. Sent up now by Fisher, though, as Entourage recovered from that chance quickly. That shot in front, off the broken play, bounced off a Composure player, and it is Doughty, the left defender, who streaked up on the play and broke open the scoreless tie. It is 1-0 for Entourage.
And it's not the first time that we've seen defensemen show up on the play offensively to contribute to a goal. We've seen it in the EU side especially, but how about Doughty there getting there off the broken play? You get shots and you never know what's going to happen. If you get in the right position, might get a rebound that goes your way. That's exactly what happens. Doughty positioning himself to get that second chance opportunity for Entourage, and now they take a lead 1-0 to open the scoring.
Oh man, as Doughty was laying out a player there, I think that was Tendy on the right side, as Tendy's tied for 3rd in goals in the league right now. But instead, he won't score, but Doughty will go to the box after scoring the first goal of the game here, game number 2. And Composure goes back on the power play. They've got to get one here. Face-off draw, push win. McLovin's got it to the wall. Battled along, sent up by Fisher. Here comes Composure. Quick passes through the neutral zone. Resetting now. Got to get this one back in and establish some zone time. But Fisher's just going to hound him again. And Fisher shutting it down on the left side right now. Spun around by Hendry, and a dangerous opportunity there as the wall found it, and he'll cover.
And we know how quick these guys on Entourage can strike, right? A great job from Wall on a play that we haven't seen Entourage do it all in this game, being on top of it and in position. Maybe not the hardest of shots he'll see in this game, but nevertheless, these guys are real quick, especially when you have these good of teams facing off. A great job to be aware and in position for the Wall to keep this game 1-0. As we get the offensive zone face-off here, 29 seconds left on the power play for Composure, and Entourage will get the face-off and slap it down the other end.
So under 10 here, the Wall going to throw it out. As penalty time will expire. Back to 5-on-5, 6v6 hockey. For those that are a fan of Drew Goldfarb, as that angled out of the zone from a very acute attempt to clear it. And sent along, streaking down was Fisher. He thought it was offside, thought better of going after it. He'll touch up. We're back to even strength here. Middle part of the middle game of the middle period. Game number 1 won by Entourage. 3 unanswered goals. That was a great opportunity. That was hit that streaking in the middle. Could not find it. This instead Fisher. Backhand chance. And gloved out of the sky by the Wall. He'll play on. Mark now. Over to Taylor. Taylor's going to lose it. 2 wingers on him. Hendry's going to stay there, try to force the forecheck, and just slow down Composure right now. Regs instead. Shoved along now, Claus. Claus met by 2 defenders. He'll lose possession. Take it out for McLovin as he's laid out. Hendry's got to step now. Beat 1 defender. Can he beat 2? Fed up for Fisher. A beautiful pass. And couldn't make the goal. The Wall flashes some leather to shut that one down. What an amazing shot there. A beautiful pass by Hendry to Fisher's tape. And the Wall stands tall and makes a huge save at a crucial opportunity. That's pushed over now for Mark on the right side. 1T intended for the centerman. In hit that. He couldn't bury it or find it. Instead, Hendry can't get a shot off. That's blocked by the defense in Taylor. He's got it on his stick now. Over the blue line, across the red, and McLovin will take it into the zone. Fired along the boards. That's going to be recovered instead by Doughty. He's got the only goal of the game so far, and a low-scoring game number 2 as Doughty will just not take a chance. Flip it along. Almost took the icing, but the Wall came out to play it. Not winning the faceoffs right now, so why not just continue play? It will continue. Moving along from the corner behind the net. Wrapped around chance for Tendy. Wide angle, now up in front. Second effort, he scores! That's going to be McLovin tying this game up at 1.
And you had to feel it was only a matter of time until Composure got something to break open with how well Wall was playing in net for them. Multiple huge saves in their own end. And Composure, it's not going to be long that they'll be held quiet. A big goal off of the saves from Wall finally breaks this thing open and takes it to a 1-1 game, Nick.
Don't see that stacking of the pads happen too much anymore, especially in NHL 22, but Vanks trying to go for that Mark Tanbro door circa 1998. Didn't work out. Maybe Patrick Waugh for those that are West Coast fans. Either way, we'll get there. And nevertheless, we have a tie game here. And as we try to round out the second period, Composure back on the power play. I feel like I've said that a lot tonight, but nothing's come of it so far.
Yeah, and the big one here because it's Hendry that's off the ice now with the tripping penalty. So now with Composure, your 0 for 4 on the power play is now where you can finally break open. They got the momentum going after the goal. Let's see what they do here.
0 for 2 in game number 2 here. I think they were 0 for 3 in game number 1. So they move it along here. Fisher. We have the retro cam to look at during this power play, which I love. But after 2, it is 1-1. And Doughty looking great up and down the ice here. We'll take a look at this goal here. But the bigger goal was McLovin tying it up late on in the second period. It's 1-1.
Yes, and it was much, much needed. Entourage, they had been playing stout defensively up until that goal. Obviously, it's not going to be long that you hold composure without scoring or getting really any chances. But Entourage, aside from the one goal, have to feel rather good about how they played in that second period. They weren't really allowing a lot of really good chances for Composure up until they did score that one goal. Now the question is, can they kill off the power play for Composure like they did the first 5 times? They've been good on that PK so far. It's going to come up big here with this being a 1-1 game and 20 minutes, possibly more, depending on how this goes to decide it.
You are watching the Caps Gaming Showcase North American Division, week number 3. Composure versus Entourage, game number 2. Presented to you by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. It's the broadcast view to start off period number 3. 20 more minutes of regulation hockey here. As if I could just take a moment, if I could call every game in this view, I would pay actual American dollars for the DLC feature to give us spectate mode in NHL. Man, oh man, wouldn't that be great, as this view is probably one of my favorites here, as Entourage will be going left to right on your screen here for at least a couple more seconds, or if a goal scored shorter than that, but at least a minute 22 of the penalty time. Composure right to left in the black jerseys. Period number 3 here upon us. Flipped along, and that was Fisher looking for Claus maybe on the lead pass. No, instead Regs take it back out to center. He'll slap shot it in along the board, and it's moved up now by Composure. Taylor near side, now out to middle, going for it is Doughty. Can he get there? No, not taking the risk of the poke check. And as the penalty expires, Hendry back on the ice. We're back to the top-down view, which is what most of our viewers are familiar and used to. Good block by Claus, though. Wow, and we talk about those blocks, and now a stretch pass intercepted by Mark that was intended for Hendry, and we're going back the other way. So 3 big things happening, but it all started from that mega block by Claus, which is what the story of the game's been so far.
Yeah, and it's what we talked about coming into this game, just those plays that aren't on the score sheet, but plays that are key to stopping chances. And Nick, a big one there from Entourage, almost getting it back to the lead.
Batted out of the sky by the wall here. Wrist shot there goes just wide of Vanks' left side. Now behind the net, up to the right point. Oh, intercepted here. Hendry on a breakaway, split the defense, forehand, backhand, he scores! It's Hendry, and it's 2-1.
We've seen that several times now. The speed of Hendry coming in clutch for his Entourage team. Jetsov gets the breakaway. Wall was able to save it the first time off the pad. This time Hendry goes to the left side on the backhand rather than the forehand. Pays off, makes it a 2-1 game, and now Entourage with the chance to maybe close this thing out, but I know Composure is going to have something to say back.
Hendry coming out of the box, looking for that stretch pass from Fisher. Intercepted by Mark. It went offside to Tendy, and they respond by splitting the defense on the very next play. Hendry gets his 11th goal of the season here, and he leads his team now with 11 goals for his club. Amazing results so far from Entourage in game number 2 here. It's 2-1. Now Composure's got to respond here. Fight's initiated. Penalty is upon us. We have the ref's arm up. Extra man is out. As they try to get him on the ice, they will. Second effort, and scores! It is tied, and it's going to be a major penalty regardless. So it's 2-2 with 5 minutes of 5-on-4 action.
And that is a huge penalty there for Entourage. Not only to mention that you have that 5 minutes where you're going to be shorthanded, but to allow the goal too. That is huge for Composure. This game may have just turned on its head with that goal.
This could be the time. This could be the ultimate factor to decide game number 2. In what we just saw with McLovin getting the goal there, tying it up at 2, and now a 5-on-4. For doesn't matter how many goals are scored. So that's going to be a challenge for Entourage here as they wrap it around. A beauty by Taylor, my goodness gracious, and it's 3-2.
And the flip of the switch for Composure. This has been back and forth. We've seen 3 goals between these two sides in just about 5 minutes alone. An amazing turn of events here in the last few minutes.
My goodness, what a beauty of a goal there by Tayer. That could be the best goal we've seen of the season so far, Brandon, as he just danced beautifully around the defense there to take the lead. Scoring 2 goals here did Composure in just mere seconds of in-game time.
Yeah, and it was just a beautiful play there. You can see the replay, Tayer, and do not underrate that pass to give it over to him there. I want to say it was McLovin that passed that over to him, the left winger, setting Tayer up, getting him in a position, and Tayer just taking the puck and saying, guys, I've got this. Let me take this team up 3-2. And now for Entourage, you gotta find a way to respond. And not only do you have to find a way to respond, but you have to do it shorthanded for about 4 minutes plus here with Regs off the ice.
30 seconds into that 5-minute penalty, Composure scores off the opening draw of that penalty. Make no mistake about it.
It looks like we're gonna get some even hockey now.
Yeah, we're gonna have some 4-on-4 now. So a mistake here at a crucial time where Composure can put the pressure on. Wide open ice now for the men with a lot of speed. Even though Regs is off the ice, Fisher and Hendry are on. So a 4-on-4 set play there. Doughty trying to throw it back up the ice. Can't get there. Now Claus behind the back pass. Looking up for Fisher. Fisher's got it, lost it. Now Tendy, 3-on-1. Back the other way. Couple of passes. Oh, and on the stick, but he couldn't bury it. He's going to flip out of play. 1:02 left on this 4-on-4 opportunity.
Yeah, and for Entourage, I don't think that penalty could have come at a better time because Composure really got things cooking. You know there's that extra space on the ice, and Hendry has been great at breaking open on these breakaways using his speed. Don't be surprised if he is just as aggressive, if not more so, with the extra time to have that 4-on-4 to try to pot another one here before they get back on the kill.
Center point now, Tayer, who took the lead here, firing one in. That's going to trickle to the right of Vanks. Now the power play for 1:30 for Composure as they find Hendry. Hendry going to try to split the D. No, he can't. Good defense there by Composure. Tendy now. Left circle. Tried to find the pass over to Tayer. Lost it. Now Fisher and Hendry back on with it. 38 seconds left on the power play. They're up the ice trying to look for this tying goal. Stepping into it was Claus. Way to come back is Fisher. Doughty's there back on D as well. They're firing it in front though and broken open. Composure scores and it's 4-2.
And we hear all the time about quick passing, and it was the passing of Composure that really got things moving. Just tic-tac-toe right over between the three forwards. Got Vanks moving a little bit. Not much you can do as a goalie in that situation. And Composure is just a few minutes away with a 2-goal lead to take this to a game 3, but still a lot of work to do. We know how quick these guys on Entourage can respond. The job's not done yet. Can they hold on for the extra 6 minutes?
I think if you're Doughty, you played that not as well as you probably could have, as they took the man with the puck, and if he stayed with the recipient of the pass, that might have been a different story. Nevertheless, 4-2, under 5 to go here in the third period. Will we see a game 3, or will we see 2 amazing goals to respond to what Composure has done? As we have a delayed penalty coming up here. Hendry spinning. Now Fisher with a laser. Good save by the wall, but a penalty coming up on Composure. A high stick for the team in black.
Yeah, and this is going to be pretty much a much score here for Entourage. Down by 2 with 4 minutes to go. This is about as good as a chance they're going to get to cut this to a 1-goal lead. And you never know what can happen after that. This is going to be a huge power play. Expect them to come out really aggressive and get a lot of opportunities for themselves.
Got to get the one here and start from there. 15 seconds already gone in this power play. It flies fast if you're not in the zone. Establishing zone time on this one-man up advantage. Pokecheck's going to make a comeback down the other way once more as they'll recover. 60 gone in this power play. Now we're in the zone. Regs, Doughty, center point. Now Regs Regs looking for a lane. Can he get there? No. It's going to be poke check free. And instead, thrown down the length of the ice again, as Entourage will have to go back and get it one more time. They'll have one more chance here on this power play. They got to get one here. Regs, Doughty, Hendry, good backhand chance. Almost had the wall moving, but penalty time will expire. 2:06 to go here in the third period, down by 2.
And a big time kill there for Composure. Exactly what you need. You have the 2-goal lead. Don't need to do anything crazy. Just want to make sure that you keep everything in front of you and make things as easy as possible for your goalie to just hold on to this lead and take it to a game 3.
Under 100 seconds left in regulation. Claus gets leveled. And Mark's going to come out with it. Up to hit that. He's got it along the boards. Tussled for it. Still in the zone. Sent in down low. Real time 60 seconds to conclude this regulation hockey period. Hendry spinning in front. Dancing. Couldn't get the shot off. Now Regs can't. That one's blocked by McLovin. Slap shot around the Omahas there. Icing beat out. Mark's got it. In front. Chance. Good save by Vanks. He's going to throw it out. Doughty's got it. Half minute left here. Up the left side. Doughty slipping by a defender. Spinning in front now to Regs. Regs loses it. Can't get it. And oh my goodness, 20 seconds to go. McLovin on the breakaway. Forehand. Good check there by Fisher, laying out McLovin. Now Claus. Claus up. Couldn't connect with Hendry as they centered around Hendry this entire game. 6 seconds. Fisher. Hendry. In front. Score! It's not over yet. Claus with the heroics to make this 4-3. Can they have magic happen with under 5 seconds to go? We will see here in just a moment. This is going to be a far-reaching opportunity for Entourage to tie it.
Yeah, and it was a similar goal, near exact goal from what Composure just scored. From the winger to the center to the left winger. They get that score. 4 seconds left. Have to win this faceoff to get a chance, and we'll get a chance to collect our breaths here as a timeout from Composure to maybe settle things down and get back the energy. Don't want anything getting behind you with the speed of these two wingers on Entourage, specifically Hendry.
As they just kept pounding, just kept firing on the net. Tic-tac-toe triangle play, the triangle offense, if you're a basketball fan, seemed to work there. But with under 4.5 seconds to go, this is going to be a challenge for Entourage. They just got to fire one up and hope for the best. But not if Composure wins this. So we will see a game 3, because of course we will. Composure comes out of the gate firing after being down 1-0 and takes game 2 to force this one to a game 3.
And I mean, what more would you expect from these two teams, Nick? I mean, Composure and Entourage, it wouldn't even feel right almost if it didn't go to a game 3. We know the skill and the teams and how much pedigree these two squads have. It almost wouldn't feel right if it didn't go to 3 games and you didn't have 60 minutes, 6-on-6, and all of it on the line for a chance for one of these two squads to go 3-0. What more could you ask for here in the Caps Gaming Showcase? A great response from Composure after dropping that first game to really take the momentum here in game 2 and get this series tied at 1 apiece.
As Jay-Z would say, what more can I say? Entourage and Composure are going to need one more to figure this one out. And if you're Composure here, you've got to be riding pretty high on what you were able to accomplish in that third period, Brandon.
Yeah, especially when you look at how the first period and a half went. Scoreless the first period, and then Entourage obviously opened up the scoring, and things kind of lulled out for a minute, but just in the flip of a switch, in the snap of a finger, Composure got 2 or 3 chances for themselves, and then the big 5-minute major from Regs, Composure was really able to stack that a little bit more, and Entourage were able to respond, but just too little too late, unfortunately. If there's maybe another minute on this clock, we could be seeing a 4-4 game going to overtime, but Composure, just a great job of what he talked about earlier, taking advantage of opportunities. They did that in this game, got the result in a 1-1 tie in a game 3 to take all of the marbles to go 3-0.
Our featured matchup of the evening is already proving getting its money's worth here for our viewers. Twitch.tv/Capitals for this Caps Gaming Showcase presented to you by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. My goodness, if you are Composure, you're kind of counting your blessings here, as a 5-minute penalty really did change the tide of what was happening in that game.
Yeah, it really did. And Composure, it was a tie game that they were down 2-1, then tied it, then took the lead and had the penalty on top of it. So 3 subsequent plays and sequences where it really changed the tide, because Entourage, whenever Composure would make that play to tie it up and get some momentum going, Entourage would come back and respond. So to be able to get subsequent opportunities to respond and keep that going, that was really the difference for Composure in that game too. And it's pretty fair to say that they deserve that result. And maybe if the 5-minute major happens or not, maybe that changes the way that game goes. So gotta be happy with how that went, whether it be from a 5-minute or not. Composure doing what they needed to do, taking advantage of those opportunities. 5-minute or not, you still have to do what you need to do with it. They did that in this game, and now they're going to a game 3 because of it.
Game 3 because of it, and it's been a story of weird situations. These bang plays that are happening on both sides of the ice. It's like no action, then a lot of action, and then it decides a goal. And it's who's making the last play to make something happen for their team. And this time it ended up falling to Composure, but I don't think we're done quite yet, my friend.
No, not yet. A big game 3 between two sides that have both had their ups and downs. We saw in game 1, Entourage was on top of Composure getting the opportunities, and then a few power plays, even though they didn't convert, Composure was able to get the puck possession and really get things going for them offensively. And all of a sudden, Hendry scores 2 goals and they're up by 2. And then in this game, Entourage gets that early lead, and then you see the 3 sequences where there's the 2 goals, and then the 5-minute power play, and then the power play goal. So it's been a game of momentum swings and teams having to take advantage of opportunities that are given to them. Last game, it was Entourage. This game, it was Composure. Game 3, neither team is going to give anything to one another. It's going to be fun to see who's going to be able to create something for themselves to take this game home.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for Entourage, it's very clear what the answer is. Stay out of the box. They were able to avoid a lot of these bullets coming at their way as a result of all the penalties they took up until that point, where then Taylor just made it happen on his own volition. But you can't go an entire series taking as many penalties as you can, as you did, and then expect anything different to have happen other than a goal against your squad.
Yeah, and it's even more important because with all the talent you see, especially offensively, we know the names Hendry, excuse me, sorry, I just had a little glitch there. Hendry, Claus on Entourage, and then McLovin and Tendy and hit that. There's so much talent that can score really at any point, whether it's a play that is a cycle and they set themselves up for something, or if it's just a quick play right off the counterattack, which we saw Hendry take advantage of for Entourage multiple times. So really, you look through when either of these two teams can take advantage of the mistakes that one or another make at any point. So it's so critical to play a clean game. Unfortunately for Entourage, a few of the penalties came back to bite them there in that game too. And I will not be surprised at all if they clean that up in game 3. They know this Composure team and that they cannot get away with giving them opportunities such as those.
So we have it. Game number 3. Best of 3. Fisher eclipsing 200 career goals in the last game. In their blue jerseys, changing it up. Going north on your screen. Composure in their whites. Green shoulders, black pants, green trim. Going south on your screen. And here we go. Who will win game 3 and win this series? Go 3-0. For this regular season, where wins for these series matter the most. Quick passes results in hit that. Receiving the puck now down low. Doughty. Loose puck off the back of the cage. And they'll continue on in front. Good chance. Poke check free. Now Fisher leaving it up for Doughty, trying to get it off the angled pass from the corner boards.
as Entourage comes up the ice here. Dowdy moving up. Claus with it, takes a shot, blocked by one of the Composure players. Claus regains it down low. Picked up by Mark, passed over to bMaJuH, and Composure will look to counter on the breakout. McLovin with it, takes his time, and he'll reset, tried to get it over to bMaJuH, but wasn't able to connect, and now they're back in their own zone. Battle for it now, shot on net, blocked, and a chance here for Composure. Tendy with it, and it's offsides. McLovin jumping the gun a little bit with Tendy, and there'll be an offensive zone face-off for Composure in the neutral zone.
13-13 to go here in the first period. No score so far. These teams really not trying to break now with the next goal that could be the deciding factor in this best of three. We are glad you're here. Oh, delayed penalty. We're going to get another. Oh, my goodness, Brandon. Another penalty here for Entourage. Composure back on the power play once more.
Man, and you know Composure, I mean, it's been the story of this first two games. It didn't really haunt them at all in game one, but in game two, Composure did make them pay for it. Penalties, it's been a problem for Entourage in this game, unfortunately, and we know that Composure has been able to take advantage in game two. Can they continue that going forward in game three, or will Entourage be able to adjust on the PK and find some answers?
We'll see if they can. Composure in the zone now. Dangling and dunking. Vank's going to hold on to it as we thank you for joining us here for this week number 3, our last broadcast of 2021 here on twitch.tv/capitals, as we will welcome you back in week 4 in 2022. So we'll ring in the new year and then have some hockey on virtual ice. It's going to be good and plenty. As Dowdy, good interception here, speeding up the ice. Stops short at the left circle there, near side circle rather. Broken up cleanly by Composure. They're going to fire it cross ice off the boards, picked up and moved out into the zone offside as they couldn't get their legs under them. Still 28 seconds to go here in this power play.
Yeah, and Composure, they haven't really had a ton of opportunities to reel in this power play, not as many as you would like. Chance here to get it on the offensive zone face-off. Let's see if they can set up in the zone and get something quick in this last 20 seconds.
As they're looking to get Hendry back out of the box. Centering pass in the slot area. No shot on. As Hendry's going to take it out of the box instead, though. As he moves it along. Fisher now. Back to Hendry. Oh, Hendry couldn't corral that one in. Hit that, intercepted it instead. 2-on-2 back the other way, but Composure's going to peel off and reset the team to probably regain some of their stamina, as stamina will deplete quicker in NHL 22 when you're on the penalty kill. So making sure you have the most amount of speed and energy possible is paramount as we get into the later stages of each period. .640 to go here in the first period. Flipped up and out of play, trying that small angle flip in, but it was too much of an angle, and it's out of play.
Few different chances here for both of these sides. We saw a chance in front of the net there from Fisher, wasn't able to capitalize on it. His wall was in position for it, but it seems like a much more calm and composed pace. There's been a few chances for each side, but not with the same franticness that we saw in the third period of the game two. Seems like both of these teams have kind of settled down and are back to just playing their game the best that they can. This first goal, I think it's going to be huge to see that switch. If the pace of how these two teams play kind of switches as this game goes on. We saw it in game two. Will it happen in game three?
Delayed penalty once more. Composure back on the power play. This time an interference call. And they just can't catch a break. Can Entourage.
Yeah, and it looked like that was Hendry again, too, so we're going to get to see some broadcast camera action once again. But Composure, they're going to have to try to capitalize here. They've had about 8 or 9 power plays between these 3 games, and they've only been able to capitalize on one of them, obviously not including the one that they scored before the 5-minute major. So we'll see if they can break it open, because Entourage's PK has been pretty stellar so far, and Composure hasn't been able to find a way to break that. So we'll see what they do to try to break that spell, not a trend that they're looking to continue.
8 or 9 penalties. I think 7 of them have come from the combo of Regs and Hendry. So that's dangerous there, as we apologize for this. So we'll get you back out to the action as soon as we can here. There we are. Stand by here. Sorry for the technical difficulty. We'll get you right back out to the action. There we are. Taylor now with it as this power play has wound down to the final seconds. Working it from the point area. Hendry's back out. He's going to go try to get that puck. It's going to bounce off of Regs. Hendry's way up, trying to connect to that, and he will. Flipped along now. Fisher's going to go try to get it from the corner. Mark's going to wrap it around the boards. Up for Tendy. Back around the other way. Out to Mark now. Hit that to Mark. Right side. And that puck just got loose. And Claus trying to flit that one through two defenders' sticks, but couldn't do so. Vigilance wins their 3-game series in a best-of-3, 2-1 versus Zen Freaks. As Vigilance looking to get back into contendership with their club and the challenges that they've had. We go offside here under 5 seconds to go in the first. Still no score.
Yeah, shades of game 2 from the looks of it, unless one of these two teams able to get a quick one with a little under 5 seconds left. That second game was 0-0 starting out, and it was a lot of moments where both teams had chances and just from a bounce here or a save here weren't able to get those chances in the net. So shades of game 2 here, but I think with Entourage, you have to be pretty happy that you're leaving this first period with a tie game considering all of the penalties that they took there in the first 20 minutes of play. As you can see, some of the chances for both sides, once again 0-0 your score after one. Composure with the majority of the chances between the two in terms of shots, 3 shots to 1 in favor of this Composure team. The power play being a product of that a little bit, getting a little bit of extra time because of that, and you hope that you'd be able to score on one of these power plays sooner rather than later, but I think you have to credit Entourage for their PK. They haven't really allowed any high-quality chances for Composure on the power play, so as much as it takes for Composure to be able to make a play happen, you have to credit the defense of Entourage, despite being a man down, able to hold things steadily and keep Composure at bay as we start this second period here.
No goals through one period. Will period number 2 show us a different story? We'll know here in mere moments. Face-off is won by Entourage. They're already on the attack. Slap shot in. That might have bounced off the pads of the wall, but it's back the other way. Return for McLovin off of Banks' pads, and he'll throw it out. Play will continue. Olympia over the Tropics 8-3. They win that series 2-1. As Olympia looking to do what they did in Caps Gaming Season 2 and bring home the glory. Maybe back-to-back champs. We'll have to see what happens there. Wraparound chance met by Regs and denied before it got to the net. Hit that from the right side. Circling and spiraling around. Now Tendy. Dancing with it. Down low. Who's going to come out with it? It's going to be Regs, and he'll finally break open that opportunity. Hendry now, breakaway chance. Forehand, couldn't get the shot off, and this might be a penalty shot. No, it's just going to be a penalty. And I don't know, that should be a penalty shot there, Brandon.
Yeah, you know Hendry is definitely shaking his head at that call. Not a good one at all, and a very fortunate break for Composure. That's the 4th or 5th time we've seen in these 3 games where Hendry has really used his speed to get past the Composure defense and make an opportunity for himself on the breakaway. Should be a penalty shot, but can't be too complainant about that now. Have to take advantage of the power play. Still a whole game and a 0-0 score ahead of you if you're Entourage.
Nevertheless, Entourage on the power play here. Hendry all gas, no brakes as he tried to get another one there. That one slap shotted down the ice. Bounces right to Regs, so you wouldn't have to go back all the way and get that. Instead, that's going to be left up for Fisher. Fisher with speed, now Hendry. Left circle, wheeling and dealing. Here comes Dowdy. Dowdy looking for Fisher on the one-time opportunity. And that's going to be sent along. This time they will go get it from behind their net. 20 seconds to go here in this power play for Entourage. The right side for Fisher. Hendry shot in, looking for Claus on the rebound. Now Hendry again, and he scores! It's Hendry with a great goal here in the second period. It's 1-0.
He might have not scored on the breakaway, but Hendry doesn't just need the speed and the one-on-one with the goalie to find his chances to score. Hendry is one of those guys that you know can score at any time, at any point, and he does it there on the power play, even with the crowd around him, able to pick his spot and take advantage of it. And Entourage takes the lead 1-0 as we finally get a goal here in this pivotal Game 3.
Entourage seemingly looking for a magic spot there on the ice from that like high slot, almost out past the circle area, and they're just ripping shots from there. It's like the 5th or 6th shot that they've taken from that direction. 2 of them have gotten in, one by Hendry here in this cataclysmic score opening goal in the second period of game number 3. Hit that with the backhand pass, wouldn't connect. Instead, that slap shot comes off the boards. Back to McLovin, second effort, blocked in front. 3 or 4 bodies blocked that one. Hendry's going to scoop that up. I don't know how he did. Laid off for Fisher, but intercepted. And we're returning it back out to neutral ice. But stolen by Hendry. Can he poke check that one free? No, he can't. The wall will slow it down.
It looked like he tried to do the dive and then chop play there with Wall being so close to that puck, maybe hoping he didn't grab it all the way there, but a big chance on this offensive zone faceoff, all from the forecheck of Hendry there.
As this one is gathered by Composure over center. Go offside. Could this goal be the defining goal of the game with the way it's going so far? One would have to agree, but the penalties and special teams seems to be the story now, as fatigue would set in over time if you keep taking penalties like that, especially some of these major penalties that turn the tide of game number 2, as Doughty will just slip past the forechecker from Composure, speeding up the ice now with a lot of momentum. At the corner now, slap shot in from Regs, and that's going to be bread basketed by the wall. We'll get another face-off in the offensive end for Entourage.
Watch out here for the play to try to get it over to Hendry. He's been the main guy that's been able to score. We haven't seen any one-time plays really from him yet. We know he has the ability to score on those and do it well, especially from Fisher and J-Cause being those 2 forwards with him with that much chemistry. Don't be shocked if they try to set up a play here, not even just on that offensive zone faceoff, but as this game continues to go on. It's been a very fast-paced scoring chances for Entourage throughout this game.
4:50 to go here in the second period. Composure going to work here, trying to bring this one back to a tie before the closing bell, or horn rather, of the second period. McLovin on his stick out to Mark, met at the blue line by Fisher with speed up the ice now, trying to sidestep that one, can't get there, hit that, will pick it off instead, but Fisher recovers. Regathered along the corner. Now Fisher once more. Regs circling, pulling away from the defender, now trying to get back in down low. He'll work it from behind the net to his D partner. Doughty left side, shot doesn't get on net. Under 100 to go here in the second period. Tendy will bring it out for his team. Tayers met with a poke check. And hit that will finally, nope, he won't bring it into the zone. I thought they would. They're going to reset. That's threaded through, looking for Fisher, though. Fisher got it instead, rather, off the pad and the leg of the wall. And McLovin tried to make something happen in the late seconds. But that one actually comes from the wall, keeping this one a 1-0 game at the end of 2.
Now it's the big third period that it all comes down to, Nick. We saw a similar story to this in game 2. Entourage up at the end of the second. Seems like they have things clicking, and then just a few events between the penalties and the power play opportunities and a couple of goals from Composure at timely points really turned that game around after the second period. Can Entourage correct the mistakes that lost them that game 2, or will Composure be able to find a way to get back on the score sheet and get this one tied and maybe let the momentum for themselves roll from there? A potential redemption or a potential to see a little bit of deja vu, Nick. What more could you ask for? One period to decide it all between 2 of North America's best teams.
The final 20 minutes of regulation in-game hockey upon us here for this Caps Gaming Showcase, presented to you by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. Tendy will take that right off the draw. Trying to look to drive that home quickly here in the third period. Didn't work so far. Hendry's going to try to do the same for his team. In Entourage, holding it at the corner, driving it in. Wrist shot there, trying to catch the wall on the short side. The wall stayed there. 1-on-1, now 2-on-2. Beautifully played there by Dowdy to keep it out of the zone. Tayer's going to test his luck. He'll find hit that. Stayed on side. Beautiful play there on the give and go. Retrieved from the corner. Holding. Waiting patiently. We saw this in game one. That time a stick lift will cancel that attempt, as Hendry's not going to fall for it twice. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, strike three.
Yeah, it's not often you see highly skilled players like the 6 that we have on the ice fall for things too many times that they've seen before. They're going to adjust and do what they need to do to make that play happen next time, even if you do get it the one time. You see an advantage of it right there. The IQ from Hendry, not letting that play fool him once again, and possibly saving a potential chance from Composure because of it.
Almost a 4-on-2. Broken up. That's a beautiful shot. And a better save by Vane, seeing it all the way and just gloving it out of the sky. What an opportunity there for Composure. Fell just short.
Yeah, and we hadn't have to call Venk's name too much in this game so far, but he makes the save there when they need it. Now can they clear it off the offensive zone face-off for Composure?
Regs, Dowdy, dangerous chance. Slap shot there, saved by Vanks. There's Vanks' name, and that time he did make the save. We're going to reverse that play, Will Dowdy. Now start it from Regs. He'll slow it down. Banked along and angled for Fisher. He'll recover it after a tussle from the neutral zone boards, and that's flipped in. Fisher will go get it again. He will. Comes out with it is Hendry. Hendry now claws, loose puck. Oh, and they canceled each other out by tripping over each other in that high slot area. So Regs will have to start once more. In front, looking for Fisher. Intercepted, shot in, does make it onto the wall. And he'll just bump that one over to his right side, out for Tayer with speed through the neutral zone. Now McLovin, wrist shot. That one's blocked, second opportunity. McLovin and Vanks with the save, as that one was almost out of position, but Vanks able to stay with it.
Yeah, and there was a few really dangerous bounces there. It looked like it hit off of one of Composure's own players there, and it caused Vanks to kind of slide over to adjust to that play. A beautiful job getting back in position to save a goal.
Wrap around chance, loose puck, dangerous opportunity there. And that's been Composure's name of the game. Dangerous chances at pivotal moments, and they just can't bury them.
Yeah, but you know with the skill of this team, it's really only a matter of time till they break open, right? It took them a minute in game 2 as well. Don't be surprised if they break one open. Vanks has been solid when called upon, but when Composure gets enough chances, you know they're going to capitalize no matter who they're playing sooner or later. Gotta try to get something in the offensive zone for Entourage. You don't want to play with fire with a team like this.
As they learned that in game 2, they sat, not by their own volition, sat back a little bit as that puck bounces off of Fisher's skates. He'll go get it. Now Regs, slap shot blocked there. Beautiful block. Tendy's going to pick it up. And Tendy will just reset every time he's got the puck. He's not going to force it up for Entourage to take advantage of the odd man opportunity back against them. So he'll hold it, and his possessions are gold right now, as that one was flipped along, intended for Hendry to break him out again behind the defense, but that time intercepted. McLovin right side. And that play just can't get anything going either side. Wraparound chance, quick pass there, and it skirted along the mouth of the goal and recovered by Entourage. Right side now. Sparring with it, probably at the boards. Tendy's going to get poke check free. Mark will recover that. And it'll move along for Composure. Under 3:40 to go here in the third period. Down by 1. Tipped in front. Good chance there. Vanks able to make the save. He almost lost track of it as it bounced 3 or 4 times. Second opportunity. Third opportunity. And Vanks looking tall right now. Can they clear the puck? Dangerous moments here. Pressure mounting for Entourage. They've got to get the puck out of the zone and out of the back of their net. Or out of the back from behind the net. They finally do. Under 100 seconds to go here in the third period. As it's all Composure right now. Hendry trying to change that answer and move it along for his team. Real time 1 minute will conclude this regular play of hockey as we go offside. 53 seconds here. And play will stop. Man, it has been all composure for the last 3 or 4 minutes of this hockey game.
Yeah, you have to credit Vanks for staying tall, but if you look at Composure, I mean, they just have to be shaking their heads. So many good opportunities that have just been a bounce or so away or a save away from Vanks from being not just tied in this game, but potentially leading by a goal or two. Composure really playing a solid game right now. Just the puck not falling or agreeing with them. It feels like you almost feel like the momentum has to change almost a little bit. They've had so many good opportunities. They're going to have a little bit under a minute to break open here, but man, what a flurry of opportunities for Composure in the last 5 minutes. Can they capitalize?
We will have to see as time is winding down for Composure. And with Entourage in the driver's seat, with the weight of the world on their shoulders right now, as Composure's looking to chomp at the bit and buzz a little bit, get something going for their team. Important face-off here for the team that wins possession. That time it will be Composure. They'll drive it into the zone. Skating with it and coming out of that scuffle will be Tendy. He's fighting with it now. Taylor claws, trying to pick it up, lost it. Now it's in the corner again. Tendy behind the net, looking for it with hit that right side. Mark will meet him there. Still in the zone. Reg's got to get it out, and he does. That's going to be up for Hendry, who did have a stick on it, but lost it just as quickly. Under 26 to go here in this third period. Tendy's shot blocked there by Doughty. Doughty poke check free for Regs. Regs just going to flip it out of the zone. Might be icing. No, the wall will have it instead. That was a good play. Landed just close enough to the wall. Under 10 now. Mark driving in. Looking for a lane shot there, blocked, intended over for Tendy, backhand chance, Reg's there, driving behind the net, and he's gonna hold on, so Entourage wins this game 1-0, moves to 3-0 and takes the series 2-1.
Man, and Composure, so many chances there in the last 7 to 8 minutes, but just were not able to get it in. Stout defense from Entourage, even with them having their backs against the walls, being on their heels. Composure, you could say they deserve a better result than this with how they played, but it's not going to matter on the scoreline or the series. Entourage, 1 goal was all it took, doing what they needed to do on the defensive and goaltending side to take this game home and to take the series 2-1.
What a performance there, and Vanks doing what Vanks does. It is why last season I rated him as one of the top 3 goalies, why he's an all-star, and this is the answer to why. Standing on his head, making about 4 to 5 pivotal saves at the most important opportunistic times for his club. He was able to deliver when his team needed to the most, and it worked. He gets the shutout, he gets the win, and it only took 1 goal for Entourage to make sure they go to 3-0 for week number 4.
Yeah, Nick, and you said it there. It's funny with goalies, right? Because it's what separates the good goalies from the truly elite goalies. Not necessarily the types of saves that you make, but the timeliness of the saves. Vanks had his back against the wall for really throughout the entirety of that third period. And when he was called upon, he showed up, understood the assignment, and delivered for his team. Big saves, and man, for Composure, you just have to feel for him a little bit. So many chances. Could easily have had 2 or 3 goals, but just didn't fall in line for them. Vanks stood on his head for a few chances. A few bounces don't go their way, and they see Entourage walk away with the series win, but something tells me this is not the last time that we'll be seeing from these two, to say the least.
Not at all, and what will happen is interesting in this Swiss format. As the 3-0 teams, there's however many are going to be after the end of this week, they will move up and face each other, and then we'll have to see what the playoffs show up for in this North American division of the Caps Gaming Showcase, presented to you by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. Man, to round out 2021 with a Composure versus Entourage that goes to Game 3, is decided by 1 goal and a myriad of amazing chances, is probably the best thing we could ask for this holiday season, Brandon.
Yeah, and it's funny. You always, at the end of the year, you just have that one last bash, right? And how well represented is this? The two just storied, high-skilled teams that you could find on the NA side. Two teams that have won championships in the past year. These two were both rated in the top 3 in the ESHL leaderboard that Leaguegaming provides on their website. And they played in the playoffs against each other 3 different times. Just the history, the talent, the pedigree. Two teams that have so many banners to represent. And to have a game like this, a series like this, to cap off the year, how fitting is it, especially for that game 3? What a ride. Just an absolute blast here and a great way to close off 2021.
Absolutely, and you couldn't have said it any better, so we'll leave it at that. That is going to do it for 2021 for the Caps Gaming Showcase, and that doesn't mean there's more action, there's not more action in the future. 2022 will be a historic week, year, and session of games for the Caps Gaming Showcase, both in the EU and in the NA, European and North American divisions, respectively. But we will not be here next week. No, my friends. Have an amazing holiday season. Have an amazing Christmas if you celebrate. And on behalf of the entire staff here, myself, Lime, Brandon, the entire staff at Leaguegaming, our presenting sponsor in Leidos, and of course, our partners over at Leaguegaming. We want to thank you so very much for welcoming us in your homes each and every Sunday so far through 3 weeks. We wish you a safe, a joyous, a gracious, and a most fulfilling holiday season next week. We hope you all stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you in 2022 with more from the Caps Gaming Showcase right here on twitch.tv/Capitals. Good night, everybody. Have a great new year, and we'll see you in 2022.